Whoopsie. RIP the start of your video.
We are now recording. I put Chicken Run in
Oi.
B because it's a pretty good film, but it wasn't anything special, you know? I enjoyed it. B is a I enjoyed it tier. That's probably where most of them are gonna go. I'm not
Fair enough.
I'm not very picky when it comes to films. Moo.
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 Moo moo moo.
Moo 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 moo.
Moo moo.
Moo.
Moo moo.
Moo
Moo moo
moo
moo.
moo moo.
Mmm.
Moo.
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 Moo 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 moo.
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 Moo 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 moo.
Moo 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 moo.
Moo 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 moo.
Moo?
Moo.
Moo.
Moo moo.
Moo.
Moo. Moo.
Moo.
Moo. Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo.
Moo. Oh, thank God it's over.
Oh, so it only lasts for a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
I really hope I put a cooldown on that. You enjoyed that, Moon. Oh my
I'm
God.
so thankful that I read stream chat because I was just replying to your moo and I was confused why you just continued.
So you're,
What was going on?
and then you look and see only moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand it now.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Dead Right? Pretty good film. I'd put it above Chicken Run. It's nowhere near the quality of his later works, though. I mean, it's a student film, of course it's not.
Yeah.
You know? It was a good film, though. We'll see his later films later on in the list.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Next up was Priscilla, which was a biopic about Elvis Presley's wife, Priscilla Presley.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was alright. It was... It was an interesting film. I'm gonna put it in between Dead Right and Chicken Run. I liked it, but it felt like it ended at quite an odd moment. Like, the film ended when she divorced Elvis.
Oh.
And that was it.
You
It
don't
just
actually get
cut
to
off
hear
there.
her live.
Well, you get to see her life, how he groomed her when she was a child, and then
Yeah.
up until... But then it just cuts off, right?
Yeah.
She tells him she's divorcing him. She drives off and the film ends. Like,
Interesting point to end it on.
yeah, it was a bit odd. The next one is Gladiator.
Oh.
Was
it good?
I don't remember a single thing that happened in it.
That great,
Soon as I watched it, I forgot all about it. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B. Because I vaguely remember it being alright. Most movies on this list, I don't know. Yeah, the image is pretty low quality, to be fair. Oh, Moon doesn't have any more points. Let's go. You wasted them all. So next up is Beekeeper, starring Jason Statham.
Don't know who that is.
He's bald and angry and British.
Oh. Nice.
It was just like, it's a John Wick type film, you know.
Ah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
You know, it was alright. I want to spread things out more, so I'm going to put it at the top of C. I didn't dislike
Oh.
it, but you know,
But
it
there's
wasn't
better
really-
movies.
Yeah. Now, next up is Mean Girls, the
Oh.
2024 one, the musical.
I heard it was terrible.
I liked the music,
Yeah.
and my God, Renee Rapp. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I can't fault it. I can't fault it. It was like, what do you do? How can you fault a movie that has Renee Rapp doing that in it? You know? Hmm.
Well, I don't know because I didn't watch it.
I'm putting it in A tier.
Oh.
Hmm. Next up is Mamma Mia.
Yo.
I mean, I like ABBA music. It was fun. It was just a fun ride. It's not a quality film, but it was a fun one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it at the top of B. Now, the next film, I was surprised to find out, I don't think this film made quite the waves in America like it did over here.
Oh, what movie?
I assume you've heard of Saltburn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched this.
It was a good film.
Good film.
Uh,
Some interesting scenes. It was a good
Yeah.
film.
Murder on the Dance Floor and all that.
Yeah.
Really revitalized that song, I feel. I feel like that's all Americans know of this film, if they know anything about it, is that it has that song in it.
Ah.
Because it is a
Probably the
very
best.
British film, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is so incredibly British. Ooh. Oh, I forgot about the music I had playing. I
Oh.
just didn't notice it.
Let's ruffle
Oh,
some
thank you, Hoot Loop.
Hoot Loop. Thank you, Hoot Loop.
We love Hoot Loop.
Yeah.
He's ruffling all those feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah! The next film on the list is The Notebook.
What's that about?
It's a romance movie with Ryan Gosling in it. I think I watched this on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, how sweet.
Yeah.
I don't really remember much of it, to be honest. It was...
It was a romance movie. Boom.
I'll put it next to Gladiator as a forgettable. Maybe I should move those down to C, actually. As forgettable.
Yeah.
Okay,
If they weren't good enough to remember, they weren't good enough to be in beta.
fair. Now, Poor Things. That was a damn good film. Have you seen
Ooh.
Poor Things?
No.
Oh my gosh, that was a good film.
What's it about?
It's like a Frankenstein
Ooh.
sort of thing, but yeah, this woman gets Frankenstein back to life when someone finds her corpse.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sick, but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's quite long from what I remember, but yeah, worth a watch for sure.
Keep it in my mental list.
Yeah, I might move things around as things go on. Now, Argyle. Argyle is apparently the worst performing film of the year.
Oh.
The film that lost the most amount of money at the box office.
I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's an achievement. Surely we've got to reward it for that.
By putting it in its own separate terrible tier.
All I remember about this film was that Dua Lipa was in it. I vaguely remember
Wonderful.
something. I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier because it was pretty forgettable. But it wasn't terrible, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a cowboy film that I don't remember at all.
Well, you know, cowboys are great. I'm just saying.
I think it was better than those films, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Les Mis.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched that at the cinema with my mother and my grandma.
How was it?
It was good. It was really confusing though. We went there and we really didn't know what we were watching. We knew it was Les Mis, but we didn't know if it was the movie or if it was like a recording of the production of the stage show.
Oh.
Did
Did you figure it out?
Yeah, eventually we figured it out. It took me ages to recognize Hugh Jackman in it. Because I knew Hugh Jackman was supposed to be in the film, but I didn't recognize him at first. He just looked so different. I'm going to put that at the top of B.
Fair enough.
The next film, Wicked Little Letters, was a good film. I really liked this one. It was very funny. It is based on a true story of a woman who wrote horrible letters to everyone in her town.
Oh.
Yep. It was apparently it was
reason why?
massive news in the early 20th century. Her neighbor annoyed her, and she framed her neighbor for writing all these letters.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it in A
Wonderful.
tier, just above Mean Girls. It was a good film. Next was June Part 2.
Oh.
Did you watch that?
I did watch that.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good.
I fell asleep during it.
Oh?
The only time I've ever fallen asleep at the cinema was in June Part 2.
Seriously?
Yeah, I quite liked the first one as well, but the second one, I don't know what it was. It just
Oh. I thought the first one was more boring. But
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I really have no idea.
well, dang.
Yeah, so I guess it can go to the bottom of B. Or
Fair enough.
yeah.
I mean, you don't remember it. So.
Yeah. Next up is The Spider Within.
Oh.
A short film from across the Spider-Verse. You know, Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. It was pretty good from what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not a whole lot went on in it. I'll just put
Well,
it
yeah, it's a
out there.
short film.
Yeah. There's a few short films on this list.
I'm gonna disappear now, but I may be back later.
Okay. Bye bye,
Enjoy your
Fander.
tennis.
Bye bye. You still around, Moon? Lurking, Fander, the lurking Fander. Next up was The Boy and the Heron. Now that was a good film. It's up there with Poor Things. You know, it was weird. Studio Ghibli, of course, it's weird. You know, there was a lot going on. So yeah, I'm gonna put it up there because I did really like it. I might have to move some of these into S tier, you know. Because A is starting to fill up a little bit. Woo. Yeah. Boy and the Heron was a really good film. The Heron was so freaky. You know, he's just a little guy, and he was like... Like, I want to see a picture of the heron from The Boy and the Heron. Like, he's just a little freaky. Like, look at this. Look at this freak. I kind of just want a plush of this almost. It was just it was a really weird film, but I really enjoyed it. Next up is, oh my god, Moulin Rouge. What a fucking film. That is, as far as musicals go, I think that's got to be my favourite musical. It's amazing. It's just, you get so caught up in the theatrics, the wonder of it all. I might be conflating the film with the stage show, to be completely honest. But the film was really good. But I would recommend seeing it at theatres if you can. Because, my gosh, was that a good film. Next up is Whirlpool. A black and white film. I want to say, I don't know, 30s maybe. I went to see this at an art gallery in London. Went all the way to London to go see this. And it was pretty good, to be honest. You know, for what film was back then. I quite enjoyed it. It's a thriller type film, you know, about murder and not... Was there any murder? You know, crime and stuff. It was pretty good. I can get and sit and beat here. Now, we're on to films I watched on the plane flying to and from Washington, D.C. Okay, so here I can say this film is only sort of in chronological, because I know for a fact that I actually watched these before Valentine's Day. So The Notebook should have come after these. My bad. But yeah. I just sort of guessed while putting these together. So first up, it looks like Theatre Camp, which was alright. I feel like I should put it above Dune. You know, it was okay. You know, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good, but it was... I should elaborate. I should say, if you have seen my video reviewing all the films in Dead by Daylight, this is not that. I am not prepared. It's been a long time since I've seen most of these films. I do not have criticisms and praises ready to go. A lot of these films I don't remember much of, to be completely honest with you. It's mostly vibes, as you're clearly demonstrating. I am thinking of doing a sequel to that video, because I did really enjoy making it. And, you know, there were a few things that were left out of it, so I might get around to doing that. Next up was Dumb Money, which was quite a funny film about the GameStop stocks whenever that was a couple years ago, when random people started investing in game stocks and making their value go through the roof. And this was just a crazy... it was just a film about that with a bunch of comedy actors, you know? Seth Rogen, Paul Dano, America Ferrera, SNL guy, what's his name? Pete. I say comedy actors. Paul Dano is the fucking Riddler from the Batman, so. But yeah, it was a good film. I would say I liked it more than Theatre Camp. Next up, though, Bad Guys. That was a really good film. I liked The Bad Guys. It was just a fun ride, you know. I have the book as well. I've read the book like long before the film came out. But yeah, I actually really like that film, and I'm excited for the sequel. It's just a fun time. And The Holdovers. I mean, wasn't that an Oscar winner? Like, that's a damn good film. I'll put it above Wicked Little Letters. It was so good. It was just really interesting. You know, it was really different from most of the films that I watch, and I really liked that. These next two films, I specifically watched them because they were nominated for Oscars. These are two short films. They were both nominated for Oscars. The first one, which you can't really see that well, was called Sales Per Minute or Sales Per Hour? Something like that. And it was forgettable. Like, really forgettable. I cannot remember anything. A single thing that happened in that film. Yeah, that... I don't know what happened at all. The next one, though, 95 Senses. That was a really good film. It was... I don't want to spoil it, because it is worth a watch. If you can find a platform to watch this film on, I 100% recommend it. It's only a short film. It doesn't take long. It's such a shock to the system, in a way. And it was really interestingly animated. You know, the narrator did a good job. This was a good film. I'm gonna move some of these up to S tier. Okay. Next is Godzilla x Kong: A New Empire. I went into this film feeling kind of cynical. I like Godzilla films, but I just... especially after Godzilla vs. Kong, I wasn't expecting much from it. You know, Godzilla vs. Kong was a good movie, but I just sort of, I don't know, my expectations were low, and the film surpassed them. It was a pretty decent film. What the hell? Next up is Seize Them. Which was a pretty funny film, a British comedy. So, I don't think many people outside of the UK have heard of it. I doubt many people in the UK have heard of it. But I mostly went to see it because it had Nick Frost in it. I recognised a lot of the cast, though, to be honest. There are a few I recognised. But it was pretty alright. It was nothing special, just a bit of fun. Yeah. Fall Guy. Fall Guy was fun. I liked Fall Guy. It was a good fun ride. I cannot complain about Fall Guy. Lisa Frankenstein was another bizarre one. It was fun. It was kooky. There was a lot going on in it. I really liked it. So I'm going to put that in A tier. Bob Marley, One Love. I feel like I learned a lot during the film. It was quite fun to watch. Although, to be honest, I cannot remember when it was set. But I did like the performance. It was pretty good. I'll put it about there. Middle of B. Seems about right. Now, the next way. Drive Away Dolls. Directed by, I want to say Ethan Coen? One of the Coen brothers. This was a funny film. I loved it. It's gay, it's lesbian, and it's funny. It's a lesbian road trip film. I want to say set in the 80s? Maybe in the 90s? I don't know, unfortunately. But, it's got Pedro Pascal in it, so it's got a couple big names. I want to say, there's another big name in it. I can't quite remember his name, though. The guy who did The Martian? Whatever that guy's name is. He was in it as well. Some big people. And I really enjoyed it. Put it about there. Love Lies Bleeding. I mean, look at the poster for that. Another lesbian film. Another very sapphic film. This one is about a bodybuilder who gets into a relationship with the daughter of a gangster. And it is not as comedic. A few uncomfortable drug moments. That's just me and my fear of needles, though. But overall, a really good film. I went to a really comfortable cinema to watch it in, and I was like one of the only people in there. So it was a good experience. That was a good film. And next up is Furiosa. Furiosa. My best Chris Hemsworth impression. I liked it. It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it, actually. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It was just a fun ride. Lots of cool action. Anya Taylor-Joy did a good job. Chris Hemsworth. His performance as Dementus was amazing, I have to say. It was really good. Gosh. Yeah. We'll see how things pan out. Next up is Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. This is another amazing road trip film. This time it's about drag queens, though, not lesbians. But yeah, it was a really fun ride. Two drag queens and a trans woman go on a road trip across Australia. It's basically the plot of the film. There are some uncomfortable jokes that don't age too well. However, the portrayal of the trans woman is very sympathetic. It's a nice film. One of the characters is annoying, but he's supposed to be. It's an old film. Can't fault it too much. I'm going to put it in A tier. I really liked it. I will put it about there. Seems good. Next up was Civil War. It was... I remember going to see it. I remember it being very loud, which makes sense being a war film. But you could like, hear it outside the cinema screen when I used to work at cinema. But yeah, it was an odd one. It was about war photographers during a future American Civil War. And what I find weird about that is it really feels like they did that just to avoid any political commentary. They set it in the future and they kept it vague. You know? Like they just didn't want to say anything. So I enjoyed it as a film, but it didn't have anything to say, you know? It was a little weak-willed in a way. Next up was Challengers. And I'm sure everyone remembers the marketing for this film. Everyone remembers the advert. Everyone remembers the memes. And this film was just weird. I liked it, but there wasn't a lot of substance to it, you know? It was... it was a tennis romance, blah blah blah, about a bunch of immature, rich, spoilt-ass kids cruising through life, essentially, and throwing tantrums. Yeah, it was an interesting one. American Fiction, though, another Oscar nominee. That one, I really like Jeffrey Wright. I thought he was really good in the film. And I think the film was really good. It was an interesting concept. It was about a African-American author who was annoyed by how successful books are that dumb down the African-American experience. You know, he was annoyed at the celebration of gang violence books, essentially. And so he wrote one himself, pretending to be an autobiography, and it all got out of hand, and I don't know. It was interesting. It was a really odd film, but I really did like it. I think I'm gonna put that in A tier. Yeah. The next up is The Old Oak, which is a Kevin Loach film. Might have heard of him, might not. He is a British director who is very famous for making angry films. And this film is no different. When I say angry films, like politically charged angry films. Very left-wing, very, very Labour supporting, you know. Like, Jeremy Corbyn shouted this guy out during the release of one of his films. In front of all of Parliament, Jeremy Corbyn said, "You should go watch this film," which is kind of crazy to think about. Not this film specifically. It was actually this film here, I, Daniel Blake. We'll get to that. But yeah. I think I prefer The Old Oak to I, Daniel Blake, if only because it has a more hopeful ending. I don't want to spoil too much, but the film is about a pub owner who, in a old mining town, which is taking in a lot of asylum seekers, and how a lot of his regulars, his friends, are not very happy about that. However, he wants to make them feel at home, and he's just, you know, things happen. It's politically charged, so you could probably figure out where it might lead. But I recommend it. I believe it's on Netflix. At least it was when I watched it. So yeah, go give that a watch. I'd put it as pretty strong. I'm gonna move Furiosa down. I'm gonna move that there. Yeah, that's about right. Next up is The World's End. We're back to Edgar Wright. I did say we would be. And World's End, I've done this in weird order. The World's End was the last of his Cornetto trilogy, which was a sequence of spiritual successors to each other. Starring all the same actors. Hi, Fanda. We're back to Edgar Wright films.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm currently doing The World's End.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, I really like this one. It is so hard to rank these three films, the Cornetto trilogy, because they come as a trilogy, you know? They work together so well. I feel like I can't put anything in between them. I have to put them together, but which order do I put them in? It's hard.
Dunno.
Undoubtedly, they all go into A tier.
Course.
I would put them quite highly in A tier. Hell, I'm gonna put them in S tier even.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What else have you got in Esther?
So far I've got Poor Things, Saltburn, and Moulin Rouge.
Oh.
I think Hot Fuzz is my favourite.
Yeah.
And then I really did like The World's End, but I think Shaun of the Dead does have the edge on it.
Yeah.
I know, it's the first. It had a lot going for it. I think The World's End it tries to do something more, and it does that really well, but it caps off the trilogy really well. It just doesn't quite have the same charm, almost.
Yeah.
It is a really good film. I need to preface. It's just,
But not in the same way.
Yeah. Even though it's the same actors, a lot of the same humour. I don't know. Yeah. Weird. Next up is I, Daniel Blake, which is... I was just talking about this earlier. Jeremy Corbyn, do you know him?
Doesn't he play that, like, chef in that new movie? My bad. Let me find it. Actually, let me just look up his face.
Yeah, look up Jeremy Corbyn.
That is not who I was thinking.
You weren't thinking
Yeah,
of the
no.
former leader of the Labour Party.
He's the former leader. Okay. What about him?
He shouted this movie out in Parliament.
Who?
Yeah, he said, when this movie came out, in Parliament, he went up and said, I recommend you go watch this film. He was making a point towards the Tories, the Conservatives. This film has a lot to say about you guys. Or something along those lines. And I think for that fact, is really funny. This is a really good film. It is about a old man struggling with the benefits system, who are just refusing to help him, essentially.
As per usual.
Yeah, it's a sad film. It's not a fun watch, but it's a good film. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it below the other one, the Old Oak. They're quite similar, but the Old Oak was a bit more hopeful at the ending, and I would cling on to that, I guess. Next up is Black Panther. Yeah, is this the first Marvel movie on
Yeah.
the list? There's a lot more to come. It's a good film. I'm gonna put it at the top of B. It was a really good film, but I've seen it so many times now. Like, I don't, I don't really have much to say about it. I've just gotten numb to it, I guess. I don't know, from studying it, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next film is Sightseers. Really good film. It's funny. It is directed by Ben Wheatley, who recently did a really good zombie show on Channel 4. Generation Z. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
But Sightseers was also really funny. He also did The Meg, which wasn't quite as good, but I like Sightseers. It's funny. It's up there. It's a black comedy, so you know it's a laughing at things. It creates comedy out of dark events, I guess. Next is Pan's Labyrinth. Another really good film. Directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's a Spanish film. But it's really good. I recommend it if you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's set during the Spanish Civil War. It's about a little girl whose mum has just married a general,
Oh.
and she sort of lives in this fantasy. You know, it's very fantastical, but there's also a lot of realism going on.
It's very fantastical with a lot of realism.
Yeah, it's a fantasy
Got it.
realist film. That is a genre of film.
I don't understand it, but okay.
Yeah. It's a good film. I'm putting it in A tier. I'll put it there. Now, this one. House of Flying Daggers.
Oh.
This is a Chinese film directed by a quite famous director. I can't quite remember his name. It's like Zhao, something like that. It is not a good film.
Oh.
It is bad. It is really bad. The story is awful. It's a mess. It's nonsensical. The characters are awful.
Oh.
They are disgusting. The action is questionable. But the lighting is really good.
Oh.
Yeah, shocker. The master of color is really good at color. That's what the director is famously known as the master of color in his films.
Yeah.
But it's like he's a Chinese director, but he's very famous for making a lot of his early films were banned in China.
Oh.
Whereas this one
Why?
was because they were anti Chinese values or whatever.
Oh.
But this one was funded by the Chinese government, so
Oh.
yeah, I guess in his old age he gave up being a rebel or something. I don't know. It's not a good film. I'd like to see some of his older films, see if they're better.
Yeah.
because like what I've heard of them, I wouldn't expect this from him, from what I've heard of his previous work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Moo, hi Lyoko, welcome.
Moo.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Away. Hi, we're ranking films.
Yeah.
Every film I watched this year. Happy Moo Year! Oh my god. You're a genius. Next up is Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. Have you heard of Alfred Hitchcock?
Probably.
He's a very famous director. He is a bit of a creep, though, to be
Aw.
honest. Yeah, the film isn't that great. I'm going to put it above House of Flying Daggers, but it's not very good. He did make Birds, yes. He made a horror film about people being attacked by crows or birds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, he made a lot of thrillers is what he was known for. He also made Psycho. Is his other
Oh.
big famous film. North by Northwest. He made a lot of famous films. Vertigo is one of them.
Yeah. I've heard of Vertigo.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not
I'll
worth
take
a
your
watch.
word for it.
This one though, Do the Right Thing. Now that's a good film. It's angry in a fun way.
Okay.
It is all the crows in the movie Birds were a group of birds that bonded with the director. Aw, that's cute. He couldn't bond with humans, so he had to bond with birds.
Aww.
Aw, his wife hated him, so he bonded with birds. I did watch once a biography about him. He's a freak. He's a little creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an odd man. But yeah, Do the Right Thing, directed by Spike Lee. Very good film.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'll put it in A tier. The brief summary of the plot is about a pizza delivery boy. Who and in the town that he lives in, the street, it's the hottest day of the year, and as the temperature is rising, everyone's temper is rising.
Ah.
Is sort of the plot. It's actually based off of an episode of Hitchcock Presents. So it's sort of inspired by Alfred Hitchcock in a weird way.
Oh.
Yeah. The next film is Beasts of the Southern Wild. And I enjoyed it quite a lot. This is another fantasy realist film, similar to Pan's Labyrinth, but with a lot less fantasy. It's just got a bunch of giant extinct pigs running around for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, it's set in New Orleans, and the town that the character lives in is flooded. And her and her dad have to survive. Yeah, it's quite an interesting film.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch. Yeah, I recommend watching it if you have the time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where you'd find it. I have it on DVD. But yeah. Next up is Inception, another very famous film
Oh.
by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
This is another weird one, where it's like the first time you watch it, you're sort of wowed by it, where it's like you watch it and it's like, whoa, that was cool. That was awesome. Lots of action and whoa, what happened? The mystery. And then on subsequent watches, and as you learn more about it, it becomes less interesting. I guess. Yeah, I don't like the director that much, and I don't really. I feel like the more I learned about the film, the less I liked it. But I think I enjoyed it enough on the first watch to put it in B.
Yeah.
Bottom of B. You know, you can turn your brain off and enjoy this film. But it's weird. It doesn't make sense, and not in a good way, like a lot of the other ones have been. You know, it's just it's mystery for the sake of mystery. You know, there's no point behind it really. The next one is Sunrise. A Song of Two Humans. This was released in 1927, directed by F.W. Murnau, and released by 20th Century Fox. I don't have too much to say about it. It was alright. It was another one that's just... It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was better than Vertigo. Better than some of these films. I'm gonna put it about there.
Yeah.
It is a bit odd. It's about a man who cheats on his wife, and then she runs away, and he chases her all the way from the countryside to the city, and then they fall in love again.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a silent film. There's no dialogue, only intertitles occasionally.
Ah.
Yeah, that was an odd one.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we're getting into the really odd one. We've got Time Code. Directed by Mike Figgis. This film is full of debauchery and violence and is weird. It is split screen, so there are 4 cameras rolling at once, and it never cuts. There's no editing in this film whatsoever. It was all done in one take. Sorry, I've just seen the image you sent me of who you thought Jeremy Corbyn was. But yeah, Time Code was very interesting. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Hey, in my defense, they're both called Jeremy.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on a 4-screen film with 0 cuts?
I think 4 screens is too many.
Yeah. Oh, and he wrote the script on music paper, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it was like it was co-written by all of the actors who worked on it.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was an experimental way of filming it, for sure.
Yeah.
Next is Stories We Tell.
Mm-hmm.
This is directed by Sarah Polley, and it's a Canadian documentary about her family and it's sort of an exploration on memory
Whoa.
and truth and what people remember of her mother who died of cancer when she was a child.
Ew.
You know, and she finds out that her father wasn't her biological father,
Oh.
and that her mother actually had an affair with a director in Toronto.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a lot about perspective and bias and how, you know, there's a lot of, it's like interviewing people and seeing how they tell their story of
Yeah.
what happened. It's very interesting. I like it. We've had a streak of positive films.
Woohoo!
And
Now, where's the terrible ones?
uh, there's one coming up.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is hard to do. I'm not very critical, so.
Be more critical.
Oh no. Okay, my criticism of Lego Batman. The DVD I bought wasn't very good and kept skipping bits. There, bad film because the DVD was broken.
Oh, so sorry to hear this.
Go D. No, but in all seriousness, Lego Batman is a good film. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's everything you want it to be. The next film is Detective Pikachu.
Yo.
Got a shout out in Sonic 3 just this month.
Did it?
It did.
Nice.
Yeah. Love Pikachu. I don't actually love
Yeah.
Pikachu that much, but I love Pokemon.
Your Pokemon.
And seeing them come to life in a photorealistic way, that was just awesome. Yeah, but it was just, as a Pokemon fan, I loved it. You know? It was just a really fun film for that part of me, you know?
Yeah. Of course. Gosh, wait till they do a movie on Skylanders.
So true. So true. I have already watched the entire Netflix show. The 3 seasons.
Oh yeah.
Next is The Avengers. The first one. What can I say? Everyone knows The Avengers. It's a Marvel film. You'll know. It's action, it's funny, it's Avengers. Woo!
Woohoo!
Okay. The next one is Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh.
I'm not going to spoil the film, but I will say, when it came to the big reveal, my mum and I just burst out laughing. This is a goofy ass film. This film does not take itself seriously. And it's a fun ride. But tonally it's very confusing. You know?
Yeah.
And here, now for another banger, we've got Quiet Place, Day 1.
Oh.
Yes. This was a really good film. I haven't actually seen the first 2 movies. I've got the first one on DVD, so I need to get around to that. But, yeah, this was a really good film. I really liked it. Yeah, I loved the relationship between the characters and the cat. Aww.
Oh.
It was really cool to see. There was just a lot of interesting imagery and stuff going on. Yeah, I'll put that A tier. Yeah, that seems about right. Next up is If. Another John Krasinski film. 2 in a row. I didn't even do that on purpose. That was a film that happened. Yeah. It was just about a girl who could see people's imaginary friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was...
That
then
was it.
She tried to rehome them or something, was the plot. She tried to find them new friends because they no longer had kids to be friends with.
Yeah.
I'm also going to put Inside Out 2 right next to it because I don't remember that film at all. I went to see it with my friends, just for something to do with my friends. And yeah, it was whatever. Next up is Borderlands.
Oh.
Did you hear anything about Borderlands when that came out?
It's, again, one of those things that I've heard of, but know nothing about.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was hated.
Oh.
It was not a good film by any standards.
Okay.
It was going for Guardians of the Galaxy, and it failed
Ah,
miserably.
lovely.
Beekeeper C tier, what the fuck? Beekeeper was one of the first ones I put on here. Maybe it should go above some of the others, but I don't really remember anything that happened in it. It was, it wasn't a very memorable film, to be honest. That's sort of why it's there. I don't really dislike any of the films in C tier. Most of them, I just thought were forgettable. D tier are the ones that are disliked. Those are the why does this exist film. Next up is Prevenge.
Ooh.
This was a film about a pregnant woman whose fetus ordered her to murder people.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm putting it in B tier. And the next up is Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle.
Yo, Pokemon.
This is another one where I am very much biased and overlooking faults because it's
This is Pokemon.
it's sort of nostalgic for me because I don't watch the Pokemon anime. I love Pokemon, but I don't watch the anime. And this was the first anime thing I've seen in years, was this film. Like, I haven't watched the anime since X and Y, which was like nearly 10 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah. So seeing this was it was really nostalgic, I guess. I don't know, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in A tier. Whether or not it deserves it. Okay. These next ones are gonna be quite hard to rank, I think. This was when the cinemas did Spider-Mania, where every week they played a live-action Spider-Man film. A different one, So they started with Tobey Maguire, moved on to Andrew Garfield, and finished on Tom Holland. I hadn't seen the Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield Spider-Man before that, so I went to see them, I went to see all 5 of them. and I'm struggling to remember what happened in some of them. um,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
yeah, was the first one Doctor Octopus?
I have no clue. Yeah.
That's really bad. I can't remember that at all. Yes, I think the first one was Doctor Octopus, the second one was Green Goblin, and the third one was Sandman and Venom. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, I've just seen a message from Moon. Why was my phone on inverted colour?
Moon also sent me that message. So why would I know?
I used to have that as just an easy access option, but I don't know where it is
Green
now.
Ellie.
Have you just inverted me? What the heckle flop?
Well, no, I'm just. That's what it would have been.
Why do you know inverted colours? What the hell?
Well, no, your red dress. The opposite of red is green.
I don't know that.
Why not?
Anyway, where am I putting Spider-Man?
Well, I like Spider-Man.
I enjoyed them. I'll put the first one above Avengers. I'll put the second one just below it. And I'll put the third one, like, over here somewhere. Then we've got Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck happened in those ones? I remember Electro was in one of them. I remember that film. I think that was the second one. What the hell happened in the first one? Lizard! The Lizard was the first one.
Oh.
I think I like the second one more.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm sort of regretting putting all the Spider-Man and X-Men films on here now.
X-Men, I can help you with that.
Yes, so, of course, in the lead up to Deadpool and Wolverine, I decided to watch all of the X-Men films. Except for
choice.
X-Men Apocalypse. No, I watched X-Men Apocalypse, except for X-Men Dark Phoenix. Because
I've heard that was terrible.
it wasn't in the box set that I bought, so I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. I also heard it was terrible, so...
Yeah.
You know, you probably missed out on nothing.
Yeah. First one. That's a good film.
Yeah.
Fuck the director, of course. But
I don't know
that
who
was a
the
good
director
film.
is.
He was not a nice man. I don't know if I can say that on Twitch, so I've just DM'd it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately he directed like all of the best ones.
Oh.
Except for the Wolverine ones.
Oh.
Yeah, he directed all the best X-Men films. X2, I don't remember that one so much. Oh fuck.
Get like a summary of all of the films and what actually happened in them.
Yeah, let me do.
To be honest, I watched it recently as well and I don't even remember. I thought it was good.
Oh yes, that was the one with Stryker. I liked the scene where they're invading the mansion and Wolverine has to protect all the kids
Yeah.
because he's the only one there. That's the one with Nightcrawler in it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler was so good in that film. I love
I love
that Nightcrawler. I've only seen that one and the one in the other I've only seen the 2 live action ones. I haven't seen any animated ones or anything. But I
Yeah.
really like that one in X2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put that up there. X-Men The Last Stand, not nearly as good.
Yeah.
It's... They got rid of Nightcrawler for that one. I think that's where the movie really went wrong.
It?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
That can go with Spider-Man 3.
Oh, no, they should have had Nightcrawler.
He was only in one film. That
Criminal.
I can't remember the actor's name, but that version of Nightcrawler, he was only in one film.
I love him.
Crazy. The next one is X-Men First Class. I've heard a lot of people really like this film.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was alright. I didn't love it. You know, I'm going to put the first X-Men film in A tier.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was
I
good,
liked it.
but I didn't... I think it was mostly the cast that I was just like... You know, I think I'm just so attached to Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen that I wasn't super keen on...
Oh,
Um,
unfortunate.
I think that was genuinely the main thing. Also, like, they killed off an invincible mutant for some reason. they were like, this character is invincible. He's gonna be the first character we kill. The only one who can't die? Yeah, let's kill him.
Wonderful.
And he was like a fun character as well. And then, I don't know. I'm gonna put it right there, in between Spider-Man and Avengers. I like Days of Future Past a lot. I like that one a lot more. That's... Oh my god, that's with Quicksilver. You know, the kitchen scene with Quicksilver.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. What an amazing scene that is. But yeah. Gosh. And then there's the whole Mystique thing, and I really like that film. I'm going to put that one above X2. And here come the flops. Here come the flops.
Oh no.
X-Men Apocalypse. With starring Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse. Crazy.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a film. That sure
Pretty much
did exist.
forgotten it.
Same. I remember Apocalypse needed his 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And it was like Magneto, Storm, Angel, and someone else. Psylocke, I think.
That memorable.
Yeah. I mean, see ya.
Young.
So yeah, that can go like, you can go above Inception. Next is, I don't know which of these posters is for which film.
Hmm?
Do you know which of these is the Wolverine and which one is X-Men Origins Wolverine?
Wait. They're so tiny. Are you able to share your screen on Discord?
Oh, are you looking at your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do
I
that.
cannot see them.
There you go.
Okay.
Do you know which one's which?
Great question. Say the options again. Ellie?
It's X-Men Origins Wolverine or The Wolverine.
I have no clue. I'd say the first one is probably Origins. Yeah.
You know what? Let's look it up.
I'm gonna be so embarrassed if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
No! Oh well. Oh well.
So,
Now it's correct. You've moved.
this is the bad one. This is the schlocky action film without much substance. They sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. That's this one.
Yeah, they tried to make their own Deadpool and then scrapped it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You can live there. Nice little home for you. This one is a bit better. Not an amazing film, but it's better for sure. Yeah, not terribly exciting. It's got the Silver Samurai in it. That's something.
It's the one after it, Logan.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, you can go. Godzilla vs Kong was better than that. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Okay.
Oh.
Now we're on for a winning streak here.
Yes.
We've got a Logan.
Logan was amazing, but
I mean,
heartbreaking.
That's got to be an S tier, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it
Easily.
just below the Cornetto trilogy. Next up, we've got Deadpool.
Yo.
These films are so hard to... I want to put... These films are so hard to separate from each other. You know, same as the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
I think these three are really hard to arrange. I will say, controversial opinion, I prefer 2 over 1.
Really?
I did, yeah.
I've got to remind myself of what.
I really like the characters in 2. I like Domino, and I like Juggernaut, and I like mostly them.
I like I don't remember the kid's name.
Russell, yes, he's great. Yeah.
Oh.
And you know, Gina Carano's in the first one, which is kind of an ick.
Yeah.
But you know, whatever.
I respect that decision, actually.
Mm-hmm. It is controversial, but...
Who cares? It's an opinion.
Yeah. Now, I haven't really had to think... I've never really thought about where I put Deadpool and Wolverine compared to those.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I should move them over here. I actually genuinely do not know where I would place it. I know it was a very divisive film.
I kind of have a bias
really liked it.
because of Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Because I love Hugh Jackman.
That's fair. You know, you let that.
I
was really excited to see the cameos. I know.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of them were more than just cameos. You know, I felt they played a decently big role in the film. I was really excited to be the only person in the theatre to recognise Chris Evans as the Human Torch and not Captain America.
Oh yeah.
I was.
Oh yeah. No, that was funny.
I was excited to know the context as to why what's his face was Gambit.
Yeah.
You know, and then of course Laura, that was amazing.
Yeah.
The opening sequence, oh my gosh. This film had a lot going for it.
It did. No question is, was it better than 1 and 2? 1 or 2?
The question is, did
I'd
we
say
like it
probably.
more than 1 and 2?
See, that's the thing. I just think they're all so great, you know?
I think I'm going to put it above them.
Fair enough.
Does
What's
it
the
seem...
next? Hmm?
Does it seem a bit interesting that they're in order of budget? Highest budget, best, lowest budget, worst.
Hmm. We ignore that.
Does that say anything about us as people?
No, it just means the more expensive,
Hmm.
the more money put into it. I don't know.
Well, the next one is very easy. We've got the best film ever fucking made right next. So
Is
like,
it Alien?
yeah. So you know, straight to the top of S tier with that one.
Have you got all 7, or however many there are?
Oh, yes,
aliens in there?
In the lead up to Alien Romulus, I watched every single Alien film except for Alien vs Predator Requiem. I don't know how I managed to do this with both Alien and X-Men, where I just missed one film. In fairness,
You thought one of them just not worth it.
in fairness with X-Men, it is simply because I bought a box set and it wasn't included. With Alien, I own the DVD. I just haven't got round to watching it yet.
Yeah.
But yes, Alien, best fucking film ever made. You can disagree, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Next is
Hi, Magic.
Oh, hi, Magic. Yes, we've got new redeemables. Yes, feel free to give them a whirl.
I need to find out what Hulu actually says, because I've never... I've been listening without volume.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Let's ruffle some feathers.
Suddenly, your feathers comment makes so much more sense.
Oh, yeah.
What? Where's the stream gone?
Oh, sorry, were you still watching it?
Wait, yeah, I want to see what movies you got.
Well, it's just because I was streaming on Twitch. I didn't know if you were still looking at the Discord.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've just got you open on my phone as well.
So next
But
is...
it's like tiny, so I can barely see it.
Next is Aliens, which was good. Still an S tier film.
But not as good as Alien.
No, not at all. I'm gonna put it above the Deadpools.
Reasonable with your obsession.
The next up is Alien Cubed. Now this one, they decrease in quality very quickly.
Yeah.
Alien Cubed. It's not terrible if you watch the special edition. The theatrical cut, from what I've heard, is bad. But I watched the special edition, which is essentially the director's cut, but the director wanted nothing to do with it and so got someone else to make it.
Okay.
This film was directed by David Lynch, I think, who is a very famous director.
Yeah.
However, this was the first feature-length film he ever directed, I believe. And it was a rough start. Because he could not do anything he wanted to do with it. And so he has essentially attempted to scrub his name from this film. When Fox asked him to make a director's cut, he said, no, I don't want anything to do with this film. And so his assistant made a special edition or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is apparently as close to his vision as they could get with what they had. So I think the special edition was alright. I'm gonna put it about here, just above Godzilla X Kong. This is specifically the special edition, not the theatrical release.
Yeah.
Now the next one is Alien Resurrection. This one gets worse again. For this one, I watched the theatrical release, not the special edition, because apparently the special edition is just a bit longer and doesn't add much of value.
Ah,
So,
fair enough.
I didn't bother with that. This one was not great. I would say I liked it more than Origins Wolverine. So I'm going to put it there.
Fair enough.
And now, the next two, I actually watched them in the wrong order. So I was trying to watch them in release order, but I accidentally watched Covenant before Prometheus because I got mixed up.
Ah.
Yeah, so I was a bit confused watching them in the wrong order, but it's fine.
Yeah.
These films, a lot of people like these films.
You don't.
I think they are pretty good standalone films, but I really do not like what they did to the alien lore. I
Yeah.
don't like the stuff they did with the black goo and the engineers and that stuff. I think it is boring. To be honest, I think it is uninspired, everything they did with that film. The scope of the film is cool. The themes they tried to convey are interesting.
Yeah.
But what they did with the alien mythology was lame. And I kind of spite them for that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put them just barely above Alien Cubed. Now we finally got the return to form. Alien Romulus. Back to the beginnings. Oh my god, finally a good fucking film.
Yeah. I watched Romulus. It was very, very, very good.
Mm-hmm. I'm putting it straight there, next to Alien.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was a good film. I like Rain.
It was.
I like Andy.
Oh, I loved Andy.
The Offspring was a little weird.
Oh, yeah. Freaky.
Although I'm not a big fan of what Ridley Scott did with the alien mythology, I appreciate the effort this film took to not give up on that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, they were able to still incorporate that. And I respect that, even if I'm not the biggest fan of it. But otherwise, I love this. They brought Big Chap back.
Yeah.
He survived the first film. He didn't survive this one, but
Yeah.
the fact that they brought Big Chap back was awesome. And then Alien versus Predator. It was a schlocky action film. It was fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Are there any movies that have the Xenomorph Queen in it?
There are only 2 films that have the Xenomorph Queen in it.
Oh, which ones?
Aliens
Mm-hmm.
and Alien versus Predator. Those are
Ah.
the only 2 films to ever have a Xenomorph Queen in them.
Dang.
No, sorry. Alien Resurrections had one as well.
Oh.
My bad. Yeah, there was technically one in Alien Resurrection. That film is a confusing mess. It's
Yeah.
about clones and shit. It's a bit of a
Oh.
muddle. The next film is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Oh, you watched it?
I
Oh.
watched it.
How was it?
I liked it. I know the first one was apparently abysmal.
Yeah.
But the second one, oh, sorry, I quite enjoyed it, and it was apparently a big step up from the first one.
Yeah.
I did quite like the second one. You know, it was a good film.
Yeah.
It was a okay film. I'm gonna put it about here. I think I need to rejig this list a bit. I can't be bothered. I've committed to it now.
Yeah.
Next we've got Monkey Man.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. This is another sort of John Wick-esque film,
Yeah.
but it's got trans women in it, therefore it's superior.
Yeah. Of course.
You know? That's how it goes. I like this film. I've got the collector's edition DVD. Ooh la la. Fancy shit, right? But yeah, I quite enjoyed this one. I'm willing to put it in A tier. Now, the next film,
Yeah.
I have a sort of bias with this one. Because the vibes when I watched this film were immaculate. I watched this film, Fly Me to the Moon, in an open-air cinema in Greece.
Oh, fancy.
It was definitely not fancy.
Oh, okay.
But it was
Not
just
fancy.
it was just so much. I don't know what it was. It just such a the feeling of being there. It was so cool. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it was just. It felt so special.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been to an open air cinema before, and that was such a amazing experience that I feel like I'm forever going to hold this film in a positive light, regardless of the quality of it. And it was a nice film. You know,
Yeah.
it was a romance, Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson.
Aw.
You know, working together to put men on the moon.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was fun. I'm putting it in A tier. For vibes alone.
What?
Now, the next film I watched on the plane coming home from Greece. And that is Beetlejuice.
Yo.
Hell yeah, baby. A banging film. I can't lie. Beetlejuice? Good film.
Wow.
Wild, goofy, fucking crazy. And then I watched the sequel. I think it might have even been the next day. To be honest, it wasn't long after. And it was good. It wasn't as good. By any means, I don't know. It was complicated, you know. It had a lot going on,
Yeah.
whereas the first one was fairly simple. So I'm gonna put it there. Next up, we've got Joker, Folie à Doudou.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't hate it. I know. This is one of the worst performing films of the year.
It was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this one did not make it money. It was something. Really, really something. The reaction to it was amazing to watch. But I didn't hate it. I'm not entirely sure where the budget went. Other than Lady Gaga, of course. Because Because it was a glorified courtroom drama
Oh,
with a single explosion. So I'm
only
not.
one.
Yeah, so I'm just not sure where they spent all the money. Is the main thing. I mean, it seems as though there was a lot of cut stuff, which is
Yeah.
interesting. But to be honest, I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it above Inception. I think a lot of people will hate me for that. I'm gonna very specifically put it above Inception and not even bother thinking about whatever is in front of it.
Yeah.
The next one is Will and Harper. Have you heard of that?
Not at all.
It is a documentary about Will Ferrell and one of his oldest friends, Harper Lee, a trans woman, going on a road trip.
Nice.
And that's the film. And it's just,
That's it?
yeah, it's just a very sweet little documentary
Oh.
of him reconnecting with an old friend who only recently came out as trans.
Oh.
And it was cute. I liked it. We're just gonna plonk it on the end of A. I could probably rejig this whole thing up if I thought about it, but it will take too long.
Yeah, nah, we're good.
Here we've got another S tier.
Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho! The Wild Robot.
Oh.
What a fucking
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
This is going up there. You know, this is a peak fucking film. This is... What? It's just such a beautiful story. And
Yeah.
with an amazing cast. The characters are great. You know, it's got fucking Lupita Nyong'o. It's got Pedro Pascal. It's got Kit Connor. That was a shock. You know Kit Connor from Heartstopper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. I loved it. Genuinely such a good film. The next one is Transformers 1. God, it's just I can't think of this film without thinking of TF1 hype guy on Twitter. The guy who carried this film's marketing on his back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did not pay off. The film flopped
Aw.
pretty badly, but it was a good film. I'm putting it in A tier. It was a pretty good film.
Yeah.
Now we've arrived at October,
Whoa.
which is when I took on the challenge of attempting to watch every film represented as a killer in Dead by Daylight.
Oh.
And so
I
I
thought
watched.
you were just watching horror movies.
I did watch a lot of horror films that month, just in general.
Yeah.
But I specifically took on that challenge, and then I just ended up watching other horror films as well.
Ah.
You know,
Makes more sense now.
not too many other ones, but a few other ones. So I've sort of grouped all the horror films together here in vaguely, not quite chronological order, but almost.
Yeah.
We're starting off with Halloween, which was a pretty good film. I think it holds up quality wise. However, it is by no means a top tier.
Yeah.
So we can put that. Ow. I'm gonna put it in B somewhere. I'm gonna put it above Prometheus. Then next up, also by John Carpenter, we've got The Thing. This one I think is a lot better. I think this is an A tier.
Yeah.
I like this one. It's had a lot going for it, you know. It's a little freaky little shape shifting guy. Yeah. It was like the visual effects are so funky in it, you know. Gotta love seeing practical effects like that. Like, if I search up The Thing, will it give me images that I want to see? Okay, no, it gives me the Fantastic Four character. 1982. Like, look at this freak! Isn't it beautiful?
Whoa. That's not a Dead by Daylight character.
No, it's not. That's why I said I watched just a bunch of horror films.
Yeah.
This was one of the first ones I watched, just because it was on TV. You know, I didn't go out my way to watch this. It just happened to be on TV. But yeah, I like that one. Next up, we've got Saw.
No.
I appreciate what the first one was going for. It's not my cup of tea. However, it was interesting. You know, conceptually, it was interesting. They tried some experimental things with it.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it about there. And then I didn't care for the second one, and I haven't bothered to watch any of the others. I've got the first 4 on DVD.
Yeah.
And I've got no intention of watching 3 and 4.
Reasonable.
Because I just didn't care for the first 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, it's New Year's, fireworks going off. Oh boy. Are those being picked up?
Yep, I can hear them.
They are being picked up, unfortunately. They are louder than my talking, so I can't even cut them off. Well, we just gotta roll with it, I guess. Next up is The Fly.
Yo, 10 out of 10.
This was a really good film. I'm gonna put it right next to The Thing. Just above it. Jeff Goldblum turns into a fly. That's the film. Peak cinema. Peak cinema.
Peak cinema. Oh, love Jeff Goldblum.
Now we've got A Different Man. This was another really weird film. It is about a man who has benign tumours in his face, undergoes an experimental procedure to get rid of them, and afterwards he meets another man who has the same condition that he had. And this man is just like, it feels like he's a god. He is everywhere, he knows everything, he's a jack of all trades. You know, he's a singer, he does yoga, he is perfect. And so the original man, played by Sebastian Stan, just spirals, you know? Yeah. This man keeps showing up in his life, and he's just so miserable. He's just miserable. It's a really interesting watch. I really recommend this film. I'm gonna put it about there next. I'll put it above Quiet Place. It's really interesting, and Adam Pearson is from England. He plays the other man. He's
the perfect man.
Yes, the perfect man. I don't remember his character's name, but Otto? Oswald? Something like that. It was something like that. Next up is Little Shop of Horrors.
Hey!
Ba, ba, ba.
Yeah. We all know this one.
Yeah. My parents were watching Ghostbusters the other day, and I looked at it, and I suddenly realised that the the key holder in
The nerdy guy,
Ghostbusters is the
yeah.
same guy as Seymour from Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
I
I have a,
didn't.
I have a teacher that looks like him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you ever say "feed me, Seymour"?
No.
You should.
No, he's my maths teacher.
You should.
I don't think he'd appreciate
If
it.
only he was like a food tech teacher or something, or a biology teacher.
Bruh. No.
Anyway, I think this is a strong film. I'll put it at the bottom of
Yeah.
A. I'll put it above Transformers. Transformers was good. But... Okay.
Oh, is that a Hellraiser I see?
Oh, it is indeed. The Hell Priest itself. Ho ho ho, look at that creature. That demon. I think the first two were very strong and work really well together as a duology.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is pretty crap. It's not a terrible film, but Pinhead's character is just so different. It's like...
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's the same character. So I'm going to put these two in A, right next to each other. And I'm going to put the third one in B. I'll put it below Alien Cubed.
Mm.
Then the next one... Oh, we've got a few bangers here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hey.
It's,
Is that Leatherface?
It's
No.
Leatherface, yep.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What a good film. It is like...
Yeah.
It was one of the first slasher films.
Oh.
The first famous one, at least, you know. It predates
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Myers. It predates everyone.
Oh.
Leatherface is the OG.
That makes it better. By default.
Of course. So, I'm gonna put it... there.
Mm-hmm. What's the next one?
That is Ring, or Ringu.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. That is Sadako, the
Onryo.
Onryo.
Yep.
Another really good film, this one. I feel like I need to see the sequel. But it's really hard to find.
Sequel?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I know a lot of people have seen the American version, which is apparently quite good. But I wanted to specifically see the original.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is a hard thing to find. The first one, I was able to find. But the second one is really difficult to find. So I haven't managed yet. But yeah.
Yeah.
Another really good film. I'm going to put it right next to Texas Chainsaw. A moo.
Moo. Moo moo moo. Moo 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 moo.
Moo. Moo moo
Moo.
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 Moo 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 moo.
Moo.
Moo? Moo moo moo.
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 Moo moo moo. Moo 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 moo.
Moo moo. Moo 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 moo. Moo.
Moo 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 moo.
Moo moo moo.
Moo moo.
Moo.
Moo moo.
Moo 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 moo.
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 Moo. Moo moo moo. Moo moo moo.
Moo moo.
Moo 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 moo.
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 Moo 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 moo.
It's over.
It's over. What's the next one?
Yeah, Fanda's just sort of agreed to participate in this.
Yeah, I'm a part of this now.
Nightmare on Elm Street is the next one.
Ah, Freddy Krueger.
Indeed. Creepy
I'm
gardener.
surprised he's not considered the rarest DVD killer.
The rarest.
Yeah, like to be seen played.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he's second, isn't he, to the Skull
Probably.
Merchant? I love seeing auto caption say DVD killer.
Yeah, guys, this is a killer on DVD only.
Hey, I got him on DVD. I've got the first 7 movies, excluding the number 3. I've got 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So how was it?
It was good. I liked it. It wasn't my favourite, I would say. I'm gonna put it just above Halloween, I think. You wouldn't steal a car, why would you pirate a DVD? Yes, I remember that. You wouldn't steal a car.
You wouldn't steal a house.
Exactly. God, those were the days, eh? Those were not the days. I like new DVDs that don't bother with that shit. Because they know no one's buying them. Except for me.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, what's this one?
Scream. I think we've got an S tier here.
Ah.
I think we've got
Yeah.
another S tier here. I'm gonna put it there, next to Sightseers. This was a good film. Good fucking film.
What's the next one?
Scream 2.
Ah!
Yeah. I'd say this is an A tier. Put it there.
Wait, which is the one with Matthew Lillard in it?
The first one.
Good. Good. Good stuff.
All you care about.
Yeah,
And then
it truly is.
Scream 3 is again pretty good. I'll put it next to the second one.
And then we have Chucky.
Here's Chucky. I don't know why I did the Shining thing for Chucky.
Well, don't worry, I'm sure no one noticed.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna put him below Halloween. I wasn't super keen on it. Next up,
Terrifier.
we've got this fuckface.
I know you're not fond of him, but I quite liked Terrifier. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you did there.
It was not a good film.
I understand it, but I haven't watched a lot of horror movies, so from that perspective, I liked it.
It was a bad film, and it was upsetting.
Whoa. Okay. Next.
The Babadook. Babadook.
Whoa, you said the name, you're gonna die now. Sorry.
I don't think that's how that works.
I thought it was. I don't know.
No, the Babadook is if you read the book, you die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was it? How was it?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I watched it, half of it on one day and then half of it a few days later, so
Dang, that's scary, huh?
yeah, yeah, that was definitely the reason.
Good.
Yeah, it was. Magic said I can't read. I can read. Oh, I
Who
mean,
said that?
it's basically a picture book to it.
Yeah.
If you've seen the book, it's like a kid's. It's
Yeah.
made like a kid's pop-up book, you know, with like a line on each page. But yeah, I think this is a pretty strong film. I'll put it above Child's Play.
Yeah.
Next up is The Heretic.
Oh.
This film, I have really complex thoughts about this. Like, I've got a lot of thoughts about this film and no clear idea of what to say about it.
Bueno or no bueno?
It was good. I really liked it. Lots of good things to say.
Yeah.
I'm just it. Okay, so it is about two Mormons who knock on this guy's house. He invites them in and locks them in.
Oh.
And then he starts essentially preaching to them about how religions all have common threads and are based on a similar. He goes into like religious history and religious studies and tries to like change their mind, and then he like tortures them. Sort of. Yeah, it's weird. It's very philosophical and messes with your head. But I like it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Next is The Apprentice.
No, was it good?
It was alright. It was a Donald Trump biopic.
Oh.
I'll put it about there. Mid B.
Yeah.
I'll put it below.
Next.
I'm gonna put it above Priscilla.
Okay. What's the next one?
Gladiator 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh. Is it with Pedro Pascal?
There's a lot of Pedro Pascal on this tier list.
I love Pedro Pascal.
He's been in a lot of films this year. He's in at least
Were they
3
good
films.
though?
Yeah, well, Gladiator wasn't that great, but Drive Away Dolls and Wild Robot, those are great films.
Yeah. I've heard good things about Gladiator 2.
It was...
By good things, I mean I've seen the trailer.
It was the exact same as the first one, but with a bigger budget.
Ah. Slightly better?
I guess. Whatever happened to Texas Chainsaw came first, therefore it's better.
No
or are you going with the Deadpool bigger budget means better logic?
Yeah, we're going with the Deadpool mindset.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I liked Pedro Pascal. I liked Denzel Washington. I liked the monkey. But yeah, it wasn't much. Where's the first one? The first one's there. It can go above Joker Folia Doodoo.
Yeah.
Next, now we've got Peak. We've got Peak. We've got Peak. We've got A Nonsense Christmas by Sabrina Carpenter. Do you have anything to say about this?
Not really.
It was amazing. I mean, some of the jokes didn't quite land, but a Christmas comedy musical special with celebrity guests.
Yeah.
It was good. I really liked it. It was just fun. It was silly. It had a good time. I'm putting it next to Moulin Rouge.
Is that Venom the Last Dance I see there?
It is Venom the Last Dance you see there.
How was it?
The most memorable part of this film was seeing all of the concept art for different venomized animals in the end credits.
Oh. I
I loved it. I loved seeing these venom animals. They were so cool. I would have just watched. I would have gone to the cinema just to see that.
Yeah.
Fuck the film. Just show me the credits. The film was not
film.
great. It was whatever, you know. If I was
Yeah.
judging it based purely on the film, I would put it like around here with the not so good X-Men and Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
But purely because of the credits, I'm moving it up here.
All that matters.
Exactly. Now, we've got Nosferatu. 5% of the way to more moves. Oh no. Wait, 5%, only 5%. Wait, okay, that's not bad. Nosferatu. Now, the reboot comes out tomorrow in the UK.
Oh.
But this is the original Nosferatu right here. It's on YouTube, so I just watched it the other week. And it was boring. God, it was mind-numbingly boring.
Hopefully the reboot's better.
I've heard the reboot's hornier.
Oh, lovely.
That's
Your-
all I
your
know
type of
about
film.
it. What the fuck? Just because I love Alien. The horniest horror film. No, sorry. Hellraiser's the horniest horror film, not Alien.
The second horniest horror.
The second horniest horror franchise.
Am I wrong?
But none of the other films in my S tier, other than Deadpool 1, are horny. And A Nonsense Christmas. And Sightseers.
Well, where do you put the original Nosferatu?
I can go above Sunrise.
Wicked! I saw that like 2 days ago.
What is this feeling?
So sudden and new.
I don't know it that well.
Oh.
I wish I knew it because I want to be able to sing it, but
I know the One Short Day in the Emerald City because I did The Wizard of Oz as a Year 6 production
Aww.
and we used that song.
Have I ever told you what I did for my Year 6 production?
No, what did you do?
I did the Beatles. My teacher wrote a unique. He wrote a play based around the Beatles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think?
He was
of
a maths
Wicked?
teacher, by the way.
Oh.
A maths teacher wrote a musical production based on the Beatles.
To be fair, currently, I know that my maths teacher is a part of doing my school's production this year.
That's funny. I liked
What
Wicked.
do you-
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was definitely not my favourite film, but I would put it below Les Mis.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, I've recently been sort of grouping films together.
Yeah.
Like, I've basically got the B-tier musicals, the B-tier horrors, the B-tier schlocky action films, the B-tier early 20th century films.
Yeah. What's this next one?
This is Night at the Museum 3.
Ah. How was it?
It was Night at the Museum. Come on, this is the same director as Deadpool and Wolverine. It's got Hugh Jackman in it. This is the best
Yeah.
fucking film of 2014, whatever year this came out. Anyway, this was like I put it with next to Seize Them.
Yeah. I see you have the new Sonic.
Yes, Sonic 3! Electric Beagly. Yeah.
Yeah. Double Jim Carrey.
True, the more the merrier.
Exactly.
I mean, this is an A tier film. I'm gonna put it right. I'm gonna put it there. I loved it. It was good. We loved Idris Elba as Knuckles.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
Wallace and Gromit there?
Yes, we've got 3 Wallace and Gromits
Yeah.
because I said this was mostly chronological order, I watched this one at the very start of the year, and I watched these two
Yeah.
just this month. But I wanted to put them
Avengers
together
Most
just
Foul.
because, yeah, there was some Gromit.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
How's the first one?
Well, that is the Feathers McGraw one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what a film. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
The second one?
Were Rabbit. Not as good, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it there.
I really liked Avengers Most Foul.
It was good. I love. We're happy, da da, no bots, da 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 da.
Yeah.
We're happy, chatty, no bots. Da, da. What a film. That can go right next to that one. There we go.
We did it!
We did it. We got through them all. Woo! Aren't you glad? It took
Yes.
2 hours and 14 minutes.